So I want to know if when you were on the set on episode 1, you take any I said souvenir, you know, blink, any prop, any custom, I don't know, maybe Qui Gon's robe, I don't know, maybe a lightsaber. So, do you have you have something?
Unfortunately, we weren't allowed to take anything. Some people got into trouble for trying to take things. They used to they made these little creatures. They made lots of little aliens, some of which that didn't get used in the creature workshop. They used to have a big workshop at Leavesden where they'd make all the prosthetics and the little creatures and all that stuff. And they used to have these poles which were like sight lines for the cameras, for the cameras, sight lines. To put these creatures on the poles to get the angles. We were filming one day, and one of the creatures went missing. It was a little thing about that big, you know, and they shut down the whole production. They shut down the whole production. They searched the place. They said nobody could go home. They wanted to check everybody's bags, all for a little thing. And basically, they weren't sure how much they were going to continue filming until this was found. They were very protective of everything. Everything. Check your costume in and check out. If you use the lightsaber or a practice lightsaber, you had to sign for it in and out. They would only give you bits of scripts. And when you finish with the scripts, they'd take it off you. So I think somewhere I do have a Phantom Menace script up in my loft in some box.
Oh, bien robado.
I think I do.
Oh my God.
But the one thing that they did do, and I know people would like to take things, but they were very nice to us. You know, bearing in mind, we were given this job. We were being paid to do a job. We were being paid to do something and be part of something that a lot of other people have never had the chance to do. Yeah. But we were all given cast and crew jackets with Star Wars Episode 1 cast and crew in gold, and black. So I have that.
Nice detail.
To me, that's enough. That's enough for me. Right. So I know you wanted to take something, but it wasn't, you kind of need to, you know?
Yeah, I know.
If you got your scripts, if you got scripts, and they gave you a jacket, you got to work with George Lucas himself, you wouldn't need to take anything. Have it all in here and in here.
Sure. Fede se robaría. Fede le roba los lentes a George Lucas, ¿no?
Fede lo afeita. Lo afeita y se trae de ahora.
Un mechón de pelo.
Claro. Yo estoy al lado de Fede, igual. Yo estoy al lado de Fede. No, yo estoy de tu lado.
Estamos todos del lado de Fede.
Ahí saltó la Chávez.
We all want something from the set.
Diego.
Bueno, a mí me gustaría saber un poco más sobre cómo fue efectivamente filmar, ¿no? las escenas de pelea y especialmente Duel of the Fates, que nos cuente un poco más, alguna anécdota, un poco más sobre eso, ¿no?
How, I mean, the Duel of the Fates?
Yes.
Yeah. It was very odd. It was very odd because it was done in lots of little bits out of sequence. So some of it was a bit tricky. because there were jumps involved from different levels. At one point, I was on wires, doing some lightsaber thing, and then had to fall over onto another platform. Because it was different levels, and most of the set that you see, the backdrop in Duel of the Fates is all CGI. It was different levels and a walkway against a green screen or a blue screen. So it was quite hard to concentrate, to imagine not just what you had to do for the take, but what was going on within the scene. And because George wanted a lot of takes, I was on and off the film for about 18 months. So we kept coming back and doing bits. So there would be, we'd watch a sequence on the monitor, part of the film. Right, we want to do this bit, and we want this shot. Or I remember we filmed the bit where Qui Gon gets killed. I remember we filmed that twice, about 3 months apart. And we did it once. The one you end up see in the film, we did that one. But the one that was shot from a higher angle. So I had to do all the again. And so it was done like that. So it was very tricky because you never quite knew, you never knew how it was exactly how it was going to work out. You knew it was going to be quite a long fight, and you knew there was going to be some twist in it, but you had to kind of trust what George and everybody else around you was doing. So it was good, but it was good in a hard way and a bit confusing and a bit uncertain, but great fun.
Si nos puede contar alguna anécdota del set. Any funny story that you have to tell us?
When we were doing the filming, for some reason in our dressing rooms, we used to have these little fridges. And I don't know if you remember, but Pepsi were sponsoring part of the marketing in the film and the merchandise.
Yeah.
Right? So we always had loads of Pepsi branded drinks in the fridge and a few bottles of water, which seemed a bit mad. Although it was a nice gesture, it seemed a bit mad because all the costumes and the wigs that we wore were really hot and sweaty. So you wanted to drink water, not sugary pop. Well, one day we were, a few of us were in the, we were in one of the dressing rooms, and there was a fridge there full of these cans of pop, and one of the other people playing the soldiers asked why we kept having so many cans of Pepsi and Blackcurrant Tango and all those brands that were part of Pepsi, why we had so many of these in the fridge. And Kenny Baker was in the room, right? And he turned around and he said, well, you didn't know droids could have babies, did you? The place fell about laughing. Everybody just fell about laughing.
Bueno, mi pregunta va por el lado de, justamente, ya que nombró a Liam Neeson y el traje y la caracterización, cosplayer que soy, que le cuente un poco a la gente lo que se siente usar el traje, pero además usarlo en una escena de movimiento, estando saltando y todo eso, ¿qué tan cómodo le resultó a él? Porque no son trajes cómodos, son calurosos, pero a su vez son incómodos, y bueno, que le cuente a la gente eso, cómo se sintió con el traje, que tanto lo tenía que ajustar cada vez que hacía una escena, y enlazado junto con eso, qué tan cómodo le resultó el giro del sable de Qui Gon Jinn, que es uno de los más cómodos de todos, supongo.
The costume was generally okay. There was quite a few layers to it. So it didn't get too hot, except in the scenes where we had to have the cloak, and then it could get rather hot under all the lights in the studio, unless we were on that location. The thing that was the trickiest bit was the wig that came halfway down the back. The wig was quite heavy, and occasionally it would come undone. So you look like one of those shampoo commercials. So they're tied up again. So occasionally that would happen. The nicest thing about the costume were the Jedi boots. The boots were beautiful. They were like handmade riding boots. In Uruguay, you have the gaucho, like the gaucho cowboys, the lovely, beautiful riding boots. And they were like those. They were really lovely. And they were great to move in to fight with as well. They were really nice. So it was very good. The lightsabers were very funny because they had the actual handle, but they were hollow steel tubes, and they were either that long, or that long, depending on what kind of scene you were doing. So if you were doing a close-up shot, you'd have a short blade so that the focus would be on your hands. And they were fairly light, but the weight was in the handle to help maneuver the weapon. And they were green, orange, or blue, depending on what screen you were filming against. So they weren't too bad. But again, you had to sign them in, sign them out. They kept an eye on them all the time. But yeah, it was okay. They used to get bent a lot. I think there's a film you can see behind the scenes where you see Nick Gillard, the fight coordinator, straightening the practice lightsabers because everybody's bashed them around so much they get bent. So that was an interesting job to do.
Contarle un detallecito a la gente que quizás no lo sepan, pero Andrew es un jinete, por eso mucho las botas. Él es jinete y sabe lo que dice cuando dice que las botas son cómodas, es porque realmente deben ser cómodas.
We were telling the people
y seguramente pues se las quedó también.
Ahí sabemos cuál fue el souvenir.
Claro.
I wish they were really nice. I do actually ride horses.
Yes.
If I come over there, will you take me riding?
Nos llevamos a la rural de Prado, acá a las domas.
Claro.
Claro que sí.
We have conventions here to ride horses, actually.
Really? Oh, that could be fun.
Yes.
What, with a lightsaber?
Imaginar.
Claro.
¿Te imaginas esa escena? Los gauchos ahí entran con el sable y no entienden nada. La gente mira.
Hola, Qui Gon Gaucho.
Qué grande.
Qué espectacular. Sí, agradecerle y por todo este tiempo. Aparte, son en Inglaterra, donde él está, son casi las 12 de la noche, así que vamos a liberarlo agradeciéndole el tiempo y la verdad que fue un enorme placer tenerlo por acá.
Okay, we want to thank you for being here, for giving us your time. We know that they're late, so thank you so much for being here and answering to all of our questions so much, and we appreciate it.
Yeah, I have a treat for you. I have a treat for you.
Un regalo.
If I come over to your event, this is an exclusive for you. If I come over to your event How many of
Yes.
you would like to fight with this?
Wait, your screen
I do.
is frozen to us? Okay.
I was first.
Yo dije,
So,
yo dije que iba a ser el, yo dije que iba a ser, no, porque yo voy a ser el malo. Dije.
Yo quiero ser
No, no lo estamos
grande.
viendo
No lo estamos
nosotros.
viendo.
Tiene el...
Uy, se están.
¿No lo están viendo?
Ahí
Se está como que
ahí,
ahora.
no,
¿no?
está-
Espectáculo.
Excelente,
So
Excelente.
this is,
excelente.
if I come to your event, this is what your fans will get to fight with.
Awesome.
Wow.
This is a replica lightsaber.
Yeah.
The
Amazing.
lighter in blue.
That's beautiful.
And I have them in green and red and Mace Windu purple.
Wow.
¡Oh!
No,
Tiene todos los
may-
colores.
I may even have a double-bladed one.
Oh.
For me, that I will be that mood. I want the double one.
Va a tener uno doble.
Ok,
Yeah.
pero-
Okay.
Awesome.
This is
Awesome.
this is one of the ones I use in the academy.
Great.
Nice.
Te lo escucho
nice,
contar
nice.
la gente que
Amazing.
está ahí.
Ojalá, decirle de que
¿Qué
ojalá
dijo?
podamos
¿Qué dijo?
la situación de
Te lo
COVID se
regalaron.
solucione.
Claro,
Dice
en
que él es
Uruguay
usa
que
la
lo
cara.
traiga.
Que ojalá
Claro,
las
claro,
cosas
sí,
se
que son
solucionen
la-
en noviembre y podamos hacer la convención, se pueden abrir las fronteras y podamos tener la posibilidad de tenerlo por acá.
Thank you. It would be a pleasure. I've never had a
Thank you very
chance
much.
to go to South
The
America
pleasure is
before.
ours.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you very much, Andrew.
Thank
You're
you.
great.
Thank you very much.
Hoping to see
It's
you.
a
Thank you very much. Just keep in touch. I
May
look
the
forward
force be
to
with
it.
you.
Sure,
Thank you.
sure we will.
Hope
May the
you've
force be
enjoyed it.
with
It's
you.
been good fun.
Thank you very much.
Thank
It
you
was a
very
pleasure
much.
for us.
Ahí va.
This clap is for you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bueno, y abajo.
Bye, bye.
Andrew.
Bye.
Dale.
Bye.
Bye.